Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to another Wild Rift video, and in today's video I'll be playing Katarina. So I have so much to teach you about Katarina. I played like around 50 or 60 games of Katarina just for this video, so I really hope you guys are gonna enjoy it. In the beginning part of the video I'm gonna be explaining to you how to build Katarina, and this is actually very important, but if you want to skip it, there's timestamps in the description. So there's basically two builds on Katarina. So the first build is this one, which I like to call the big burst build, the big burst and damage build. And there is the other build, which I like to call the catching out an enemy build and sustain build. So let me explain. I'm quickly going to explain this build. By the way, I prefer the big damage build. I'll get to that later. So let me quickly explain the build that I don't like. So this build is all about like ganks, catching out an enemy, things like that. Let me explain to you why. So Hextech Gunblade gives you like, it has a 30-second cooldown, and also when you get this component of it, where it gives you like a lot of burst damage on your first ability, or any ability, but basically your first ability when you throw it on an enemy. So you're gonna be dealing a lot of damage, you know, with the electrocute, the Hextech Bolt as it reads. And you're also going to be slowing the enemy. This is really powerful if you either want to gank a lane, because you're going to slow the enemy and do a lot of burst damage, or if someone wants to gank your lane, because you know with the passive of this item you're going to be able to slow down the enemy. This item also gives you ability power and attack damage. But see, the thing is, look at the stats that this item gives you. It gives you 60 ability power, 200 max health, 15 flat armor penetration, the critical strikes. So obviously, see, this item deals way less damage than this item. This item is all meant to catch out an enemy, heal up during fights, you know, things like that. I don't know, I do not like that. I just want full damage Katarina. So let's talk about this build then. Infinity Orb. When you get this as your first item, ooh, it's already a massive power spike. Especially your ultimate. So after Infinity Orb, you know, where you're gonna become super strong, then I've experimented, either went for the Hunting Goose or Rabadon's Death Cap. So I tried both of these things, and let me tell you, the Hunting Goose is really good. And the reason for that is especially because of the 200 max health that it provides you. It's a very cheap item. It costs, I think, 1,300 gold. Yeah, 1,300 gold, and it gives you 25 ability power, 200 max health, and the passive, where it allows you to do up to 10% bonus damage, you know, when you've been fighting for 5 seconds already. I mean, for 1,300 gold, all these stats, absolutely beautiful item on Katarina. You don't want to finish off the Leandris though, because this item doesn't really work very well on Katarina. You only want to finish up the Leandris as your 4th or 5th item, you know, only then. So after the Hunting Goose, you go for the Rabadon's Death Cap. By the way, of course, after Infinity Orb, you get tier 1 boots. Now, after your Hunting Goose, you can choose to get tier 2 boots. I have been experimenting, let me tell you guys. So, Ionia Boots of Lucidity is the one that you often want to go for the cooldown reduction. But the thing is, she already gets the cooldown resets. So that makes you think like, do I really need the Ionia Boots of Lucidity? If you get good at Katarina, you don't. See, the boots that are better for you are gonna be the Mercury's Threads. Because this one, see, the major weakness of Katarina is CC, you know, charms, taunts, stuns, things like that. When you get stunned during your engage, those are weaknesses of Katarina. So when you get the Mercury's Threads, you're gonna be able to get out of those stuns way faster, which is really good. So if the enemy has, like, you know, a lot of stuns and other abilities that can stop you, get the Mercury's Threads. Otherwise, I actually recommend the Glutinous Greaves to heal up. With this build, you don't actually have any vampirism, you know, unlike the other build where you build the Hextech Gunblade, which gives you 15% magical vamp. I do recommend you to go for Glutinous Greaves if if the enemy doesn't have a lot of CC, which is actually ideal for Katarina. As your enchantment, Stasis. Stasis is the best enchantment on Katarina. It's just so amazing, you know, when you've done your full engage, done all your damage, you can just use your Stasis enchant and survive very easily. And in 99% of your game, no, not 99, in like 80 or 90% of your games, you want to get a Void Staff after your Rabadon's Death Cap. If the enemy has any magic resist, like any magic resist at all, it is worth to go for the Void Staff. If the enemy has 0 magic resist, you can choose to finish up your Leandris Or if they have a lot of healing, you can go for the green book. See, the thing is, your ultimate already reduces the enemy's healing, but if they have like a lot of healing, you know, like a Sona for example, then it could be worth it to get the green book anyways. So you want to finish up your Leandries, you want to get the Void Staff, and as your last item, it's like it's kind of hard to decide, because if you don't need the green book, I mean, what else could you go for? You could honestly go for a Guardian Angel, right? Because what other ability power item could you really go for? I mean, you could go for Awakened Soul Stealer, but it's a bit too late for that one, right? So I mean, at the very late game, if you feel like you need the Vampirism, you could go for the Hextech Gunblade, but Hextech Gunblade, I mean, it's more of an early game item in a late than a late game. It's good in the late game, of course. I mean, of course it's good, but you're not gonna be utilizing the slow as much anymore, because it's gonna be more teamfight oriented and not catching out an enemy oriented. So, you know, that's kind of the thing that I'm talking about. So you either want to go for Hextech Gunblade, Green Book, or Guardian Angel as your last item. Now about your runes, Conqueror. Amazing rune on Katarina. It's really, really, really good. Makes her really powerful in teamfights. As your second rune, now I like to go for Triumph, because this one is really good in teamfights, you know, to heal you up, and that 3% bonus damage as well. It could mean the difference between life or death, especially on Katarina, because the whole point of Katarina is finishing off an enemy. That 3% bonus damage could be good as well. You could go for Hunter Vampirism, which is a bit more of a risky rune, because it gives you the bonus healing, right? But this one is a bit riskier, but it is really good. It is actually really good on Katarina. Otherwise, Brutal, you know, I don't like Brutal because Katarina is not really a lane bully. So Brutal, I wouldn't go for it. So you either want to go for Hunter Vampirism or Triumph. It's really one of the two. So as your third rune, it depends. If you're playing against a Zed, for example, or a Fizz in your lane, go for the Bone Plating for the burst damage, right? Because they want to do a lot of burst damage to you. So Bone Plating is going to be really good. If the enemy has a lot of CC, you could either choose to go for the Mercury Threats, or you could get Hunter Titan. Adaptive Carapace is also really powerful on Katarina, right? Because it gives you that 50 bonus health, and when you get under 50% health, you get either armor or magic resist. Really, really good. But as I said, I really like Bone Plating and Hunter Titan, one of these two. As your fourth rune, even though Katarina has no energy, you still go for Sweet Tooth. Why? Because it's broken. You should have set it to the screen already. So the spells that you want to go for is Flash and Ignite. Always go for Ignite. I never want to see Barrier Katarina. I swear, if I see Barrier Katarina, I'm going to be there at your door. Oh man, I got vaccinated today and my arm actually hurts quite a lot. So yeah, that was it about the build. Let's get into the gameplay. Alright, on to the gameplay. So this was a very interesting game. You know, you can really, I'm gonna teach you everything you need to know about Katarina. After I've played like what 50-60 games of Katarina, I have a 55% win rate on her. And in the beginning I actually had a 30% win rate, but after that I started to actually win a lot of games. So I actually never made a Katarina gameplay video, so if you're enjoying this video, make sure you give it a like. It took me a lot of time to make this video actually. I'm pretty happy with it though. So here I kind of got surprised by the Gragas because he was in my lane. So what I did here, take a look at this. This was a mistake. So when you're playing Katarina in the lane at level 1, you're not gonna win against anyone really. Like you only have your first ability and you're really not gonna win against anyone. So what I did here actually was just take the minions, and I knew that I would get level 2, so I was gonna be able to escape. Now especially against an Ahri, which is perhaps one of the most annoying matchups of Katarina, because she has her charm, you really want to play it safe. Like you want to use your first ability to last hit minions, and you just want to play it safe. And the only thing you can really do against the Ahri is wait for ganks. You're never really going to be able to 1v1 her in the early game. Never. Even if the Ahri is a trash player, you're really never going to be able to win against him. Now the Katarina nerf, the 10% damage nerf, hit her pretty hard. But I mean that as in, she's not completely utterly broken anymore, but she's still good. You know, don't think that she's bad, she's still good. But let me tell you guys one thing. Katarina is damn hard to play. She's really hard to play. Like she may seem easy to play when you watch those one-trick Katarina players who have like 300 games on her already, or what, 500 games on her already. They make it look very easy. Oh, take a look at this. So we ganked the guy. I used Ignite. I went all in and we got the kill. That was really good. So what I was talking about is Katarina is hard to play. Really, really, really hard to play. So do not get discouraged. You're probably going to be feeding your games, what, the first 20, 30 games? Only after that, you're going to start to get the hang of it. Now let me give you one very important tip on Katarina that you have to do, which is ganking. You have to look on every single lane during the whole game for ganks. You are not the type of champion that just stays in the lane and farms for the late game and hard carries the game. Not anymore, at least. Katarina used to be like that, but not anymore. So take a look at this. They are diving my team as 3 people. What am I doing? I am ganking the lane, of course. This is what you do, especially after you've reached level 5. You gank lanes. So let's take a look at this. Here I'm just waiting for the Evelyn because I thought that he would use his ultimate, and this is it. This is it. This is it. It's really as easy as this. You go for a gank and you can just all in the enemy. Now for the combos, you know, I'm not gonna explain to you all the combos that you can do. Why? Because I have a full Katarina guide already. If I don't forget, I'll put a link to that Katarina guide in the description, and if you haven't watched it already, I really recommend you to watch my Katarina guide, because in that guide I actually explain micro-wise how you should play Katarina, right? Like how to combo with Katarina, what abilities to use when, things like that. I'm not gonna talk about that right now. I'm gonna be talking more about macro gameplay on Katarina, because there's just so much to teach you about combos and things like that. So I already have a separate video for that. So make sure you watch that. Link in the description, if I don't forget. So here he's ganking again, but it's quite obvious that he had a ward in the bush because he was running away. So I immediately noticed that, and I didn't commit to the fight anymore. So here, you know, Renekton in the top lane. I'm looking at the bot lane as well. I wanna gank. And here my game just 999 MS. This is a Wild Rift issue. Here I was checking my Wi-Fi. As you can see, my Wi-Fi is not actually disconnected. And unfortunately, yeah, I died. This is an issue from Wild Rift, guys. I couldn't do anything about this. This happens occasionally, and yeah. I'm gonna tell the devs about this issue. I'm gonna tell them about it. You know, I'm talking with the devs right now after my video that I made, so I'll talk about it. Luckily, we didn't get punished too much from it, as you can see, because my team is actually doing really, really well. We did get punished for it though, because they just got a double kill. But I'm Katarina, guys. This is what you can do with the Infinity Orb. See, this is the power of the Infinity Orb. When the enemy is low, they're dead. They're just gonna die. They're all in here. See, this is a mistake what I did here. When you're playing against an Evelyn, you're never really safe. And especially when you're at half HP, you shouldn't be pushing turrets like that when you don't know where the Evelyn is. This is a major mistake that, like, it was so stupid of me to do that. Like, I overextended, thinking, yeah, I got 2 kills anyways, no one is gonna kill me, I'm invincible. No, the Evelyn is literally invisible, and she ganked me and got the free kill, which was really, really horrible, because she actually shut me down. And in this game, I actually also, if you look at over here, you can see a bar, and in that bar it shows the temperature of my phone, the CPU usage, GPU, blah blah blah. So you can see, actually you can see it sometimes when I show it, that my phone got really hot during the game. And here, you know, I'm diving the Azrael, and here I was just kind of like waiting for an ally, because see, when you dive like that and you kill an enemy, you reset all your abilities, and the most important ability is obviously your third ability. So if an enemy or a minion is close to you, what you can do is dive the enemy turret, get the kill, and even if you're super low, boom, use your third ability and disengage from the turret. This is the thing that Katarina can do, and this is a thing that see, if you really understand Katarina, you know that you can dive turrets like that. See, the only reason that I died under that turret was because none of my teammates was near me, so they didn't really allow me to escape. So let's take a look at this. Here I engage. I didn't have my ultimate, unfortunately, but I got the kill, and now I had my ultimate, but he stunned me out of it. That's pretty sad. This was a pretty sad fight, honestly, because a way to counter Katarina, a really important way, as I said, is CC. But especially... oh my god, just look at that. So what I was talking about is the way that you want to play against the Katarina is stun her during her ultimate. You know, when she uses that ultimate, the big damage ability, you really want to stun her, taunt her, charm her, things like that. Um, and another very important tip that I have for you when you're playing Katarina is during a team fight, you don't always want to be like the initiator. Sometimes it's good to let your team engage in a 4 versus 5, and then what you can do is, even if some of your teammates die, look at the enemy. Take a look, is any enemy like low HP, especially under 35% HP because of your Infinity Orb? If they're low HP, what you do is you full engage on them and just get the kill. And look at this, boom, just like that. Just like that, what I just said. Unfortunately, they were under that turret, so we didn't get too much out of it. But basically, like, if your teammates go in, they deal some damage, you want to analyze the fight. Look at the enemy team and check if they have any enemies that are low HP. If anyone is low, you go for that kill. And you get that kill, right? You get that kill. So I'm, like always, I'm doing a 15 skin giveaway during the month. All you gotta do to enter is put down a comment under this video. Yeah, just put down a comment under the video celebrating that I finally made a Katarina video, I guess. I try to make a video on every single champion in the game, but see, the thing is, some champions actually take so much time to make a video of, so it actually might take me a few weeks or maybe even months to make a video on a champion, because Katarina came out a few months ago and I've been playing her for all those time, but I never got good enough at her to actually want to make a video, and now I finally did. He's so low. Oh, we got the kill. And see, the ideal thing with Katarina is team fights, especially team fights when the enemies are low already, and that's what I was talking about, right? The ideal thing with Katarina is engaging in team fights when the enemy is already low. You can genuinely 1 versus 5 like that. You can actually 1 versus 5 like that. That's why I said it's very... Here, look at this. Just look at this. That's why I said sometimes it's okay to just let your team engage, do the damage, and let them die. Because you can clean up as a Katarina. So keep that in mind, guys. And as a Katarina, you actually get punished for not playing aggressive. That's what I've learned throughout all my games. If you don't actually play aggressively on Katarina, you get punished. Because Katarina's kit fully revolves around getting kills, right? Because the passive that reduces, that resets your abilities when you get kills, that's the whole point of Katarina. You want to go in, get kills or assists, and keep fighting, because you're going to reset your abilities, going to be able to throw down more daggers, which is the whole point of Katarina, guys. So keep that in mind. You don't want to play Katarina passively. You want to engage. You want to go in the middle of the enemy, use that ultimate, just destroy these enemies, guys. Here, we got pretty ahead in the game. We just got pretty ahead in the game. And at this point, we can just do the Baron, right? We got we killed the Evelyn. We should be able to easily do the Baron. So let's take a look what's going to happen, actually. We should just do the Baron. Here, I'm looking for a kill, and especially on the Ezreal, because the Ezreal is at like 60% HP. I have Ignite, I have all my abilities. So if the Ezreal overextends, I will kill him. So that's basically the only thing that I'm looking for right now, the Ezreal. If he overextends, I will kill him. Let's take a look at this. They're over here, kinda overextending, and the Ezreal goes in. Oh, I used my ult, and here I filled. So this is what happens if you cannot get the kill. So I was unable to get the kill on the Ezreal, and when you go all in on Katarina and you cannot get a single kill, you are dead. You're just dead. There is no way, there is no way that you're gonna escape unless you're like super lucky or the enemy screws up. If you don't get a kill or an assist on Katarina in a team fight when you're diving, you're gonna be useless, because as I said, the whole point of Katarina is getting that kill, and especially the first, the first kill is the most important one. After that, it kind of snowballs, right? After you've gotten that one kill, you're gonna absolutely decimate the enemies, because you're gonna be able to get another kill and then another kill, reset your ultimate. You get the point what I'm talking about, right? So it's all really about getting one kill in the fight or one assist. So you really want to focus on that. And here I was just looking for an engage. I just wanted to go in, but it seems like my team was already, you know, cleaning them up because the Jinx got pretty fed. Somehow I killed Ezreal. What was I gonna talk about? I had something to talk about. I actually forgot. Yeah, I mean, about to update on the Wild Rift is dying video. In my Discord server, which you should join by the way, link in the description, I made a chat where I allowed the community to send some questions that they have for the devs. And I'm going to be reading through the chat, take some of those questions and actually send it to the devs. And they agreed to actually reply to some of the questions, concerns that I and the community had. And I will make a video where I actually talk about all these things very soon. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, you know, because you don't want to miss out that video for all the news on Wild Rift, right? And this game is pretty much over, right? There is really no way that we should lose this game anymore. Unless the Evelynn gets super fat, but even the Jinx is able to 1v1 the Evelynn, so there is no way that we're gonna lose this game anymore. And as your fourth item on Katarina, by the way, you always want to get the Void Staff. Even if the enemy has 0 defense, Void Staff is just always worth it. If the enemy has any defense, you get it as your third item. If the enemy has no defense, you get it as your fourth item. But you get it anyways, that's the point that I'm trying to make. You get it anyways. So we're trying to finish the game, but we cannot finish yet. But I mean, they should just surrender. I don't really know why they're still playing the game. They should just pretty much surrender the game because it's just over, man. It's over. There's no way that you can come back anymore. Man, I'm actually so happy that I finally made a Katarina video, man. It took me so long to make a video on this champion. It's crazy. Like, you guys don't actually see the behind the scenes stuff. You only see, you know, daily videos and think like, yeah, it's just a 20-minute video. How much work does it really take? Pooh, guys. I mean, I play like 4 hours of Wild Rift every day to learn new champions every day, to learn new strategies every day, so I can actually make top quality videos every day. See, the thing is, if I just made these videos on every single game of mine, it would be trash videos, because maybe I would make like a Jinx video every week and be like, yo, what is up guys, and today I have another Jinx video. So using Jinx rockets is really good, blah blah blah. Instead, I'm actually bringing you guys in-depth videos where I explain to you how you can effectively win the games with Katarina, with, you know, ganks, and the killing an enemy, which is super important on Katarina, letting your teammates engage and then engage the Katarina. See, these tips don't come out of the air. It comes out of a lot of games played on the champion, guys. So you have to understand that. That's why I'm actually able to make these videos. It's not like I'm a genius or something. It's just I put a lot of hours into this, you know. So yeah, that was it for the game. And it seems like my laptop is not clicking anymore for some reason. Thank you very much for watching. And yeah, I will see. Oh man, actually I'm gonna do it with my other arm. 1 second. I will see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Bye bye.